Hello everyone, my name is Joshua, and today I am going to be looking at the Dragon Age The Veilguard, terrible name, trailer and gameplay reveal footage. I'm going to be watching it and breaking it down, looking at what I can see as a longtime Dragon Age fan, and hopefully maybe we can find something new together. Full disclosure, I have already watched the trailer, but I have not watched the gameplay footage, which has dropped today. It's the 11th. I was working all day. I could have watched it, but I decided I wanted to wait so we could do this together. So if you want to watch the full trailer without my commentary and without me pausing, and watch the full gameplay without my commentary and without me pausing, go watch those now and maybe come back to this later. But I'm a little worried, I'm not going to lie. I have a feeling my feelings on this may be a smidge negative just based on the trailer. But let's get into that right now. Here we are at the Dragon Age The Veilguard official reveal trailer. As I said a moment ago, I have already seen the trailer, but I have not watched the official gameplay. So we're going to be pausing, maybe going back and looking at a few things, and just trying to break some of it down. And there's probably a small chance you're going to hear me rant a little bit because I was very displeased with the trailer, like most of the fan base, I imagine. So let's just jump right on into this. Oh, sorry about that. That's a fun little thing. Okay, so what do we have? Sorry about that. We got these guys right here. I mean, are these Venatori? I'm guessing these are probably Venatori. They look a little more maybe Eastern or Arab inspired than I would have guessed for the Imperium. Because I always thought the Imperium was a little more, I don't know, maybe Roman based on their names, but that's fine. Now that's a fun little sight right there. I mean, who doesn't love Bianca? That's cool. I like the way the lighting is kind of done here. So yeah, I'm guessing these are Venatori. I'm like thinking like the angular pauldrons we see on this gentleman here. That looks very reminiscent to me of something that we saw the Venatori wearing, like with their almost with their pointy helmets and whatnot, kind of looking a little bit like pyramid heads from Silent Hill. Very interesting. I mean, you know, there's about, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, and 2 dwarves. Okay, you know, Varric's got Bianca. They may be in a little bit of trouble here. Solid.
Not looking good, old friend. This'll take more than you and me.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that was Scout Harding. How did she get uglier? How the hell did Scout Harding manage to get uglier? That is so funny to me. I like the hairstyle, though. The hairstyle's pretty nice. It's consistent with some of the recent graphic novels, but man. And how is she able to just, like, her arm barely goes up, and she just is able to hit a full-grown human. She's a dwarf. She's not that tall. I've never understood the Dragon Age fanbase's obsession with Harding. But whatever. That's fine. That's a neat little scene, even though, my God, she's tough to look at.
What are you thinking?
Alright, Varric.
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
That's cool. Yeah, I recognize the freaking leg from one of the comics. That's actually really neat. That's cool to see. I don't know how to pronounce it. Nave. I don't know, but I like it. I like the outfit. That's super Tevinter. That's really neat. That's super cool.
And someone to bring a little darkness to the daylight.
Lucanus here. That is strange. That's a very... The Mage Killer. That's a very specific term, which is a bit strange that they would use it because there's a specific graphic novel here called Mage Killer which was about. I was really actually hoping. I can't remember the names of the kids. It's been a while since I've read Mage Killer, but I think her name is Vera, a young elven squire, and she kind of is the titular character in that book. So it's weird that this guy would be called that because I think he's from another comic or graphic novel. Also, this weird music that's starting, I don't like it.
We're going into the...
Okay, another thing that I want to point out, look how the names pop up, like Bellara, and then there's like little smear, and then it gives you like a little thing about the Veil Jumper, the Mage Killer, the Detective. And it's like, dude, am I watching a Dragon Age trailer, or am I watching fucking League of Legends? Or, this looks like a Fortnite crossover. And I know a lot of people use the Fortnite comparison to say, like, oh, that's how you know it's not good. Just, look, this is just us talking. I actually really like Fortnite. I know, a single-player RPG guy like me. Blasphemy to say I like Fortnite, but I don't care. I like Fortnite. But it's weird. Look at her. She's got this little smile. Oh my God, look how quirky I am. It just seems like that's the humor and the tone that Dragon Age is going for nowadays. Dragon Age has always had fun humor, but like Alistair or Sten in his own kind of stoic way, but now it seems it's more about the quirk and, oh my God, look how quirky and different I am. I'm so crazy the way I see the world. It's very much white girl humor. And that, I think maybe they're trying to make every character Sarah from Dragon Age Inquisition, where that's a divisive character right there. You love her or hate her. But this to me looks like a scene out of like fucking Jumanji or something. My gosh, I forgot to put my watch on. I always feel so weird without it. I thought my hand felt lighter. So yeah, I don't know. She's like, oh, look at me, how crazy I am.
Fate, aren't we?
But that was a cool scene to get her sucked back into the Alluvian like that. That kind of looked like that area at the end of Trespasser. I mean, that's what this looks like to me. And I love seeing the Hala there running off. It's a beautiful shot. It's very cinematic.
We're going in.
I think like the way they do it here, the way how the world just kind of leads right to the Alluvian as the centerpiece, and then you have the two columns. That's a camera technique known as like using lead lines, natural lead lines. So it's really, really cool. I love to see it. It's a very beautiful area. I've always thought that the elven areas like that you would find in like the Arbor Wilds, the Temple of Mythal, Solasan Temple, even some of the Dalish ruins, even though a lot of that was like reused assets that you would find in Origins in the Dalish Elf story. That was really neat, and this is cool to see. I love seeing it. I think the Hala look great here. The architecture here looks awesome. Looks sufficiently elfy. Is this? I would say, I would hazard a guess that this is probably Arlathan or Arlathan Forest, but I say Arlathan. That's how I say it. And it looks really, really neat. It kind of looks like the areas you would see in Trespasser, which from me, that's a good comparison.
We're going into the Fade, aren't we?
And digging up a lot of buried secrets.
Oh boy. Look at that dude's frickin' chin. Holy guacamole. So we got a couple of, looks like we got a couple very diverse grave robbers here.
Up a lot of...
Yeah, and then just this. This to me looks like a Fable character. And I say that because he appears as though he is inbred. So there's that. I mean, somebody definitely took some artistic liberties with that frickin' chin and that gaunt appearance. Now, based on what I know from this character, I believe he was from, I want to say Tevinter Nights. This book right here. I think he's mentioned or at least seen there. But man, he's one of the Mortalitasi, which are Navarin death mages. Super cool. Always wanted to see one. The fact that one's coming as a companion, I love it. Let me get a sip of my sparkling water. But this guy, his parents are, they're definitely Not too many branches away from each other on the family tree. I'll say that for sure. Yikes.
Buried secrets.
The skeleton there dragging those two down. Super cool. Love this scene. Love to see it. Emmerich, the Necromancer. I think his very patrician features would make more sense were he a Tevinter or Tivine person. This whole... Do Navarrans really look like that? I don't know. The only Navarran you really see is Cassandra. Maybe there's some others, but... I mean, you see, like her brother, Anthony, in Dawn of the Seeker in the anime film, but it's anime art style. Everyone looks very Japanese, so I'm not sure that's maybe the best thing to go off of. But, yeah, this guy, he's tough to look at. He's very ugly. He's very ugly, which is fitting. I mean, you know, it's Dragon Age. I don't expect people to be terribly good looking. Not everybody can be an Isabella or a Josephine Montilier. But that's okay. Or even a Zevran.
What about Darkspawn?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got
Someone who will stand between us and a pack of demons. Yeah.
What about...
Okay, so this is our Grey Warden, Davrin, I believe his name is. We'll find out in a second, but super cool. He's got some Valisin or Valislin. So that to me indicates he has a Dalish elf origin, which is really neat. The scar there is like a really cool effect. I mean, he's a Grey Warden, you know. He can't be too pretty. Not everybody can be Alistair. So that's really cool. And I'm sure he's got some really strong opinions about diversity and oppression. I can just tell.
Darkspawn.
Griffin Shield. Frickin' love it. Absolutely cool. I'm liking this little left pauldron he's got on. It looks very ornate. The Griffin Shield, super sick. I'm seeing the iconic blue of the Grey Wardens. Reminds me of University of Michigan colors. So it's definitely hard to hate that.
Yeah. Someone who will stand.
Alright, what the hell is this? Let's take a look at some of these monsters here. Are these supposed to be Darkspawn? Because I don't know what the fuck this is. These look like... I don't play MOBAs. I don't play them. I'm mostly a single-player RPG guy, almost strictly. But this, I don't... I've seen damn near every League of Legends trailer. My brother is a huge League of Legends fan. And anytime a new trailer or anything drops, he immediately sends it to me. And I watch it because they're usually pretty fun trailers and pretty interesting trailers to watch. But this looks like a League of Legends trailer. I'm happy to see Dragon Age return, obviously, but some of this just looks like, what is with those fucking eyeballs? He kind of looks like, his face kind of looks like the Violator from Spawn. And these red things here, are these Darkspawn corrupted by red lyrium? Perhaps? I mean, if that's what they are, I mean, you know, Darkspawn are already corrupted with the Blight. So if these are Darkspawn that are super corrupted by red lyrium, which is just lyrium that has the Blight, I mean, that'd be interesting, but this guy looks cartoony, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not one bit. So, you know, whatever. That's my opinion.
Between us and a pack of...
This, I love it. A young griffin. Hell yeah. Because at the end of this book, Dragon Age Last Flight, which I believe is in the year 9... gosh, I wish I could tell you. 9-something dragon. Well, they're all 9-something dragon in the Dragon Age. But they do find a clutch of griffin eggs at the end, and that was super, super cool. So I'm glad that they're not glancing over that or brushing over that. It's cool to see that the griffins are actually returning to Thedas, and that our Grey Warden might have one. So, Davrin, you're cool in my book. I do believe that at the end of the book, the griffin eggs were incubating or something at Weishaupt Fortress, which I believe we can go to Weishaupt in this, which is the headquarters of the Grey Wardens in the Anderfels. So there's a little bit of lore for you.
Demons.
God, this music just sucks, man. What is this Imagine Dragons fakey fake, positive fucking bullshit. This music just, I feel like it's telling me to be myself, and I don't want to be myself. That's what I'm playing a fantasy game for. Myself sucks. So let's take a look at what our boy Davrin is wearing here. You see the classic blue of the Grey Wardens, a little less ornate than I would have expected from what you see other Grey Wardens wearing. Something that's like very distinctive. I like this kind of classic blue color. I love it. I absolutely love it. The pauldron looks a bit plain to me, but maybe he's in a specific situation where he needs to be lightly armored and more agile. I think the character himself looks really great. I just like the pouches that he's wearing. Kind of shows that he's maybe on some sort of excursion. But he looks to be lightly armored. Hopefully there are options like there was in Inquisition where you will put an item on yourself and it looks one way, and when you put it on a different character, it kind of takes on their style. Like Dorian would put on something and it would look vastly different from how it looked on you, or Vivienne would put it on and it would look vastly different than how it did on you. Hopefully whatever armors and things you give him will have some sort of like warden take on it. I think that would be just very slick because I like the Grey Wardens. But yeah, Davrin, looking forward to seeing him just because I love the Grey Wardens. I'm an Origins guy, so.
You know there will be dragons.
Okay. Again, these are dwarves. How are they on, height-wise, equal footing with these humans they're fighting? Varric didn't even have to try. Did this guy lean down to get punched? I don't know. Scout Harding here, I'm going to say. But ugly. But the hairstyle, very nice. The braids on the side, I think it looks really well. It shapes her face well. I mean, yeah, super cool that they changed her hair up. This is obviously, I think it's been, I don't know exactly when the game takes place, but in some of the more recent graphic novels and comics, I think it's been like 10 years since the defeat of Corypheus. So obviously Varric is a much older man now. If we want to say he was in his 30s in Dragon Age 2, then possibly that game ends when he's in his 40s. So he could be in his 50s now, late 40s, early 50s. So it's cool to see that he's like, got some grays in there, this kind of salt and pepper look. He's obviously an aged man. Wow. Okay, I'm glad I saw this. Right here, look at his belt buckle. That is so cool. That is the symbol of the Inquisition from Dragon Age Inquisition, the titular game in which it's featured. That is so neat. So, okay, Varric, he's still got a little soft spot for the Inquisition there, and rightfully so. The Inquisition was very important to him. He was there at the founding of that organization. So, what are we looking at here? Yeah, Scout Harding, great hair. Varric, cool kind of aged look to him. Loving the Inquisition belt buckle. I'm glad I noticed that. I didn't notice that previous times I've watched this trailer, so that's really neat. Let's see what else we got. But we got to go back for a second and just kind of look at him punch this guy, because how is he doing that when these appear, to me at least, to be humans? Sorry.
You know there will be dragons.
I guess he had kind of a little arc to his fist there, but I feel like he still didn't try as hard enough as maybe he should have to punch that guy in the face. But that's okay.
Right.
Awesome. Seeing a dragon in Dragon Age. Love it. Okay, so we got a Kunari here. Tosh, that name, that's going to be a female. But I think we already knew that. So let's take a look at what she's got here. She a dragon hunter of some sort? Is this going to be our tough kind of warrior, I'm guessing? Looks like she's got some dragon scale armor, which is super sick. Her horns look super ornate. I think she's with a group called the Lords of Fortune. I think they appear in one of the books or the graphic novels. I can't remember off the top of my head. As I've said, I apologize. It's been a while since I've been through all of these. And I have the World of Thedas, Volume 1 and 2 here, which is probably what I've read most recently out of any of my Dragon Age stuff, which I haven't cracked open in quite a while, I will admit. I've been deep in the Arcs of Omen with Warhammer 40,000. But this, I mean, if she, like, lost a horn at some point and just had, like, a frickin' giant emerald, like, fused onto her horn or her head, that is super cool. And I like that a lot. I like the dragon scale armor. Hopefully whatever items we can equip her with will kind of take on that theme of this sort of extravagance.
Need someone
Maybe not the prettiest,
with fire.
but she's the dragon hunter. Actually, her kind of style, now that I'm looking at it, you know what it kind of reminds me of? I'm guessing she's not actually Kunari. I'm guessing she's either Talvashoth, which is a Kunari that has left the Kun, or a Vashoth, which is a someone of the Kunari race that was born outside of the Kun and wasn't really raised in it. But now that I'm looking at her, kind of seeing the jewelry, and I'm thinking that's a piercing right there, unless it's just like a spark from the fire, but I'm thinking it's some sort of jewelry. Kind of reminds me of Isabella from Dragon Age 2. It's more Ravani style garb, and I think that is really neat. I know some people will say things like, oh, you know, look at BioWare trying to, you know, they're getting so woke. Look at the woman is the warrior. But the way I guess I would justify that is, if I can make a female character and she can do all these incredible feats, I don't see why an NPC can't. I've made a few female characters in my day. It's not what I prefer to play, but I just wanted to kind of see stories from different perspectives. So I kind of like her look here. But it's still, overall, just the art style and the look of things, at least in this trailer, I'm not enjoying. I'm praying that the gameplay footage really just knocks my frickin' socks off. That would be swell.
Fire in their blood.
So she's got... How did she jump like that? How did she get that high? I mean, is nobody going to ask that question? How the hell did she jump that high? That is like a fucking... It's like a 15-foot jump. I didn't even see her knees bend. Let's go back to that.
We'll need someone with fire in their blood.
Yeah, her knees did not bend. Holy guacamole. Those knees didn't bend at all. And she's dual wielding. I'm wondering if she might actually be a rogue. But if we have Harding and Varric, which I don't think Varric's going to be a companion. But that would be 2 rogues, maybe 3 rogues in the party. I don't know about the Mage Killer Lucan. I think he's like an Antivan Crow. So would that be 4 rogues? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That wouldn't. She's got to be a warrior. Maybe warriors can just dual wield now, or maybe there's specific weapons that only warriors can dual wield. Maybe there'll be like weight classes, like a light sword, heavy sword, medium sword, or something, and maybe a warrior can use the heavy sword and dual wield 2 medium swords. I'm just guessing. I'm just spitballing. I don't have anything to back that up. But this coastline is really beautiful. This, I'm guessing, Antiva, Ravane, maybe. She looks rather Ravane-y. I'm seeing the palm trees, a pirate. Well, not a pirate ship, but a galleon in the back there. So, you know, Antiva has a history of merchant fleets. Ravane has a history of pirate fleets, the Felicissima Armada. That might be, maybe she's one of them. That would be pretty cool. Like a Ravani pirate dragon hunter. That would be sick. And she's of a Vashoth. That would be cool.
One more thing. This crew.
Oh my gosh. Harding has always had the freckles. No doubt about it. Not gonna debate that. She had them in Inquisition. They were less pronounced, but maybe that was just a limitation of the engine. But this is actually a pretty decent shot of her, but still, oof. tough to look at. But I am excited that she'll be a companion. But I still, can someone tell me in the comments maybe, what is the fan base's obsession with Harding? If you're somebody that actually likes Scout Harding for whatever reason, just let me know. Because I remember when the game came out, everyone was obsessed with her. She's in some of the expanded materials. She plays the role of kind of a secret agent, like Charter, one of Leliana's people. And she's cool. Super cool. But I just never understood the rabid love that I see for Scout Harding. Especially when it came to just the game Inquisition being out. Because she doesn't do anything in the game. She just pops up in an area, gives you the DL, and, you know, fucks off to go do something else. Who knows? Walk around Skyhold and be like a lump on the wall. But that's just poor game design. That I just don't get her great following in the fandom. It just seems a bit strange to me. I don't get it. But let's see. Now they're gonna start talking about like where to find a leader for this cool group.
Needs a leader. Someone we can count on. Someone that the world can count on.
So, I like how this is supposed to be our character. This is going to be our self-insert Rook. And that's them. Maybe that means rookie. But like Varric is sitting here just contemplating, and Scout Harding is just sitting here seeing what's going on. And these dudes, were they just standing around them waiting to just roll up on Rook here? I understand sometimes for the trailer things, it has to be rule of cool. And maybe that's what this is. It just strikes me as a bit odd in the way it's executed. But, you know, whatever.
But where are we gonna find her?
Okay. I'm hoping against hope that this is just trailer stuff. You know, that would be very strange if the way you actually join this group, which I'm guessing is going to be called the Veilguard, is if you meet them in a bar fight. I'm guessing in Tevinter, or is this Minrathous maybe? That to me would be particularly strange, but, you know, whatever. BioWare, they've lost a lot of key talent over the last couple years of this game's development, so if they came up with something that lame, I wouldn't be surprised. So let's see what these two ugly dwarves find. This music blows. And I guess purple is the color for this game, because everything seems to be purple. Oh, and there's the great logo reveal. Let's go back a little bit. Is they saying we are the heroes? Ah, that's so stupid. What? Again, this is like a League of Legends trailer or a Fortnite trailer. I don't want that in Dragon Age. Now, I realize I'm not the one that gets to choose, but still, you know, I guess this is my YouTube channel, so I'll voice my opinions. Together, because that's what Dragon Age is now. It's no longer dark fantasy. It's about coming together, family, and other positive themes. I think this represents a fundamental shift in what I love about Dragon Age. That's a cool little bow she's got there. I actually really enjoy that, but I'm still wondering what the hell these things are in the back that they're fighting. I mean, are these Darkspawn corrupted by red lyrium? Are these some sort of other things here? I don't know. I have no clue. But they look goofy. They kind of look like something from Devil May Cry. Defy the gods. Now that is some interesting wording. Defy the gods. What gods are we talking about? To my knowledge, we're only going up against Solas, in this one, and he is Fen'Harel, the Dread Wolf, from the Elven pantheon. So, I mean, it's slightly hinted at, or at least talked about, the other Evanuris at the end of Trespasser. Do they escape? That would be interesting. Are we going to... Does Solus team up with them? Does he get replaced as, like, an antagonist by them? Man, that would really turn the game over on its head. Solus gets killed right at the beginning, and now you got to go fight the other Evanuris. Like, oh god, Elganon or June. That would be interesting. So, cool. Defy the gods. No religion here anymore. Or are we going to fight the Maker? Wouldn't that be something? Fighting the Maker, just walk up, kick him in the nuts. I love seeing this. The dragon little scene here. Really cool. That is actually an interesting shot. That's a really cool shot right there. And this looks like, again, some sort of... I can't tell if that's an elven structure or a Tevinter structure. I don't know. I can't tell, but I like it. The eclipse there is interesting. I believe that references something from, like, the Black Emporium, from a book you could get there, from Dragon Age 2, I want to say. What was his name? Xenon the Equitarian or something like that. Wasn't that a college from the School of Magi, or a group from the School of Magi? One of the fraternities of mages? Yeah, anyway. Pointless. Okay, boom. Dragon... Oh, that's a little blue. Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Even the logo looks a little more Fortnite, right? Doesn't anybody remember, and maybe I'll try to put a picture up. Doesn't anybody remember the original Dragon Age logo? It was jagged, it was rough, it had like dried blood stains on it. This even looks like a kind of a bubbly, round Fortnite logo. I don't get it. What is it? What is Dragon Age trying to be now? I wonder if it... We'll talk about this in a second. Let's see if that's a neat looking little picture there, though. I won't lie. So I'm guessing. Let's take a look. See. This is. I think her name was Toth, Scout Harding, Davrin, and his little griffin. This is Emmerich, and I think I heard somewhere that he's got like a skeletal companion named Manfred. Reminded me of Manfred von Karstein from Warhammer. Anybody that's watched my other videos knows that I will talk about Warhammer at every available opportunity. Balara. Yeah, she looks interesting. I'm wondering, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trail off or like make it sound like I was trailing off. I'm wondering what this thing on her hand is. Is she missing a hand, or does she have like a mechanical hand? Or like a magical hand apparatus? Is she a mage? I mean, we've got Emmerich and Nev. Is that two mages? I don't know. They call her the Veil Jumper. Maybe she has something that's like similar to like the Inquisitor's Anchor, but like a mechanical, like a manufactured version, and something that didn't occur naturally, like from Fen'Harel's orb, or Corypheus's orb, whatever you want to call it. And now Nev over here looks pretty cool with her Tevinter kind of garb. Varric. Is Varric going to be a companion? I love Varric. Varric is, in my opinion, the greatest character in Dragon Age, but I don't want him to be a companion. Not anymore. I'm kind of over him as a companion. And this guy, Lucanus, right there, that looks pretty cool. It's interesting to see the purple as the theme for Dragon Age. A little strange. The themes are always like kind of blacks and reds, and Inquisition went for like kind of this harsh green because that was like the color of the veil in Inquisition, so that was kind of neat. I very much want to know what these weird monsters are. They look cool. I think they're Darkspawn. They look a little too cartoony for my taste, but something about them I think looks a little neat, a little spooky, but I think just this purple color palette throws it off for me. The whole art style, it just throws it off for me. It just makes it seem less like Dragon Age and more like Dota or League. And I don't like that. So let's pivot. Let me go full screen, and we'll talk about kind of my feelings on this and how I feel like things are going in the Dragon Age, in Dragon Age's direction. The art style in this Dragon Age trailer, I think, represents to me, and maybe I'm looking into this way too deeply, it represents to me a weird shift in the way that Dragon Age is presented to us. You remember when we had trailers for Dragon Age that were like these gritty, kind of bloody, dark fantasy trailers that almost evoked a world that was very unforgiving, dangerous around every corner. This kind of new style of trailer and art direction represents to me this bizarre shift in maybe trying to make Dragon Age, I don't want to say more accessible, but almost a more open-minded world. I think games should be accessible. I will say I love Origins. It's my favorite Dragon Age game, but I'm not playing it for the gameplay. That gameplay to me was not a compelling gameplay loop, but the story and the world was so good that I'm always compelled to go back to it. So I want the games to be more accessible to different audiences. Bring them in, learn more about the Dragon Age universe, play the older games. Read these. They're really fun. I like them. But it says to me that Dragon Age is having a bit of an identity crisis. This, some would argue, started with Dragon Age 2 when they were only given a year to make that game, and they had to pull a rabbit out of the hat. And then I think they hit some speed bumps with Inquisition, a game that I love. But you could tell it never felt like Origins. It never felt like the original Thedas that we all got sucked into this with. And when I say we all, I mean, people that started with it like me. I'm sure there's plenty of people that started in Dragon Age with Inquisition, and that's okay. But it seems to me that they're trying to cater to a different audience, an audience that was maybe younger when Dragon Age Inquisition came out, people that may have been getting sucked into Dragon Age in their early teens when that first came out. This was 2014. I was 20 when that happened. I'm 30 years old now, and I started playing Dragon Age a couple years before that, probably back in like 2011, 2012 with Origins. So I wonder if I'm even the kind of person that BioWare wants to cater to with Dragon Age anymore. When they made this game, were they thinking about the fan like me? The older fan. I don't want to say a core fan because I'm not really sure what that would mean, but I just know that I love Dragon Age a certain way. I've experienced it in my own ways, and I've had many great adventures and shared many great adventures with friends and grown to adore so many of my companions and my time spent with them. And it feels a bit bad. I'm not the curator of what Dragon Age is or what Dragon Age should be. I'm not the one that's in charge of developing the games, of making them into something. But it does feel a bit bad when you feel like I've been here since the beginning and now I'm being kind of left out because they want to cater to somebody else. What are the odds they'll even buy the game? I don't know. But let's move into the gameplay footage. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff I like in the trailer. It's Dragon Age. I love the world of Thedas. I mean, come on. Help me out here. I love Thedas. So I'm always happy to see more Dragon Age, but this trailer left a lot to be desired. It left me with more negative feelings than it left me with anticipation. And that's a shame because even in Inquisition when they did that, Into the Darkness trailer with that lame song, I was still even excited then. So I'm not sure what has changed aside from the art direction. I mean, here. We can even see it right here. Look at the logo for Dragon Age. It's much more jagged and it looks much more, it's got a more a heavier fantasy to it. Like it looks And they've even done different stylized versions of it. I mean, kind of look at what they did here in the Masked Empire. It's really neat, and they kind of do on the D and the E at the end. They're kind of this fleur-de-lis look, and I thought it was really cool because it was a book about Orlais, and we all love Orlais. It's everyone's favorite snooty French Empire and Thedas. So I don't know. I just feel like I am no longer the target audience for Dragon Age because it's been so long. It's been 10 years since Inquisition came out. And I feel like during Inquisition, even I wasn't the target audience then. And it bummed me out. And this kind of bums me out a lot more. So let's go into the gameplay footage. Maybe something there will change my mind. I haven't watched it yet, mind you. So let's get into that. All right, here we are in the gameplay. Despite the disappointment I felt on the trailer, I am actually really excited to watch this. Full disclosure, from that little close-up we just had to now, I am not immediately jumping into this. I did go sit down, have a little dinner first, and read. Do a little bit of reading. So I turned the volume down on this because I just kind of went back and watched some of the other footage, and I realized when the trailer was so loud you couldn't hear me when I was talking during it. Well, if you're not here to hear me talk, what are you here for? So let's jump on into this. I've turned it down a little bit, so let's see how it goes. And if you're, for some reason, just listening to this, I will... One moment. Okay. So there's a little bit of a reading section here that I will read to you if you're just listening to this. It says, "This is your first look at Dragon Age, the Veilguard." Thank you. Does anybody else think the Veilguard sounds like the name of a 2000s emo band? Terrible name. Stupid fucking name. The following footage was captured from software in development and takes place very early in the game. It has been edited for brevity and to avoid any major spoilers. Well, I'm always skeptical of these first gameplay looks. I mean, I got burned with Cyberpunk. It's not happening again. This has been edited to maybe not show us how fucking dog shitty it looks, but whatever.
I hope Nev's as good at finding people as you claim.
She's the best damn detective I've ever met. If she says she's got a lead on Solus, I believe her.
Starting with Varric is always solid. Who doesn't like Varric? So, also, we've learned the companion's name is Nev. That's how we pronounce it. Nev. At least I'm assuming that's who they're talking about. So let's see this little vista. Looks neat. Looks okay. Still looks a bit more, I don't know, kind of cartoony than I would care for. I like this kind of floating circular city they have here. Is that maybe the Tevinter way of like, is that supposed to be a parody almost of the Black City? Or maybe the Golden City, depending on who you ask. These in the back here, these buildings look a little two-dimensional. I realize they're backdrop, but I always felt like some of the backdrops in the earlier games looked like they had a little more definition to them. That to me just looks like a flat piece of artwork. I realize this is still in development, so that's fine. I get it, but this also just kind of just looks like almost like a drawing just inserted on the screen. Maybe just because this is a cutscene, it looks like that. It might change it up later. I don't know. We'll see. Let me turn this a smidge up.
Should we be in more of a hurry to get out of here?
Okay. Again, I say be wary with this, because this looks like there's a cool little crowd going about their lives, doing their thing. Part of me thinks that this is going to be heavily, heavily scripted. Nothing about this, I think, should be taken too seriously. I think this should all be just seen as almost proof of concept. Because in Origins, obviously, the people of the world were very static. They were very static in DA2. You had a couple NPCs that kind of walked around and did things, but Inquisition, I don't think I ever saw anybody walking around doing anything, to my knowledge, aside from enemies. I think everyone just kind of stood there where they were. But looking now a little more in the background, but more in the foreground than some of these further structures, like that big floating ring city or that larger structure I pointed out that looked like a drawing. Maybe you actually can go here, so maybe that's why this looks like it's got a little more definition and detail down there near some of those, near that little ground area there. So that's certainly interesting. It's very Tevinter to have a place here, like a sign. And the sign is actually magic for this establishment, this bar or something. I'm seeing this little circle here. It's probably going to be some sort of interaction prompt. So that's cool. And according to the thing here, they're supposed to find Nev Gallus, but the quest says get to Harding. So okay. So yeah, let's see here. I like that it's like a darker color palette. Kind of it's evoking a little bit of the feelings I had in like earlier Dragon Age games. So that's kind of cool. I guess we'll see how it goes. They still have plenty of time to upset me, and I'm sure they'll take it.
We don't want to look conspicuous. Just get out of here nice and casual.
Okay, so it is an
Find
interaction
Nev Gallus
prompt.
and stop Solus.
Okay. Huh. Okay. So this is... I'm guessing Rook is like a title because you're going to be the new guy. Unless the character's actual name is Rook. It's a level 1 rogue. And you're going to see Harding. And you have Varric. So there's going to be 3 rogues here. That's a little crazy. Backstory. Shadow Dragons. Were they mentioned somewhere? That name does sound familiar, but I don't know. I think they were mentioned. Were they mentioned in Tevinter Nights, maybe? So, okay, at least, you know, Origins themselves are making a return. It'd be really cool if we can actually have a playable origin story again, like we did in Dragon Age Origins. Man, that would be so cool. But at least they're giving you backgrounds to choose. I like that. Love that. Also, if we can go back a second, actually.
Up Solus.
This city vista here looks really neat. It's definitely not what I imagined Minrathous looking like. At least I'm thinking this is Minrathous. Yeah, that city they showed, the floating city, that was in Minrathous. So yeah, super cool. It's definitely it kind of is and kind of isn't what I expected it to look like. I knew kind of the style of the Tevinter Imperium was almost kind of like this gothic style. At least it seemed that way with like some of the way the Venatori looked. Dorian was obviously a little more colorful. But this is... yeah, it almost kind of looks like Minrathous is like a haunted city. Which, there's a lot of blood magic there. And the Venatori are pretty powerful, I assume, in Minrathous. So, you know. Yeah, this looks okay. Looks a little Jack Skellington, a little Halloween town. So let's see Rook moving on out. Cape physics look pretty decent.
You still think you can talk him down before he starts his big ritual?
That ritual is going to tear down the veil. The only thing separating us from the Fade and an endless number of demons.
Okay. So there's a lot of context there. They're talking about Solus's ritual to tear down the veil, and they say this is very early in the beginning. So, are they just trying to find a way to get to him? Do you reach him in the beginning of the game and something goes crazy wrong? That'd certainly be interesting. Let's keep it moving.
I have to talk him down.
What the hell? Is that light coming from this city? What the hell is this shit? I mean, obviously it is. Look, we got some... Why am I pointing? Let me use my mouse. We've got some lights emanating down from the city. I'm not sure how anyone up there is going to see this shit. Magic, obviously. They don't have to explain shit. But, it's like a freaking... Is this the fucking Magisterium mothership? Just fucking... just shining lights on people.
Wait! But I didn't do anything!
Get down.
Are they after us? Is it because of the bar?
No, jeez. Are they after... Is it because of the bar? Don't tell me that you guys recruit Rook because of a tavern brawl. Don't do it, BioWare. Because that would be fucking stupid. Also, I maybe didn't mention this, but Varric has a gnarly couple of scars on him. Did something happen to him in the graphic novels where his face got messed up? I don't remember that. Maybe something's happened since we last see him. Also, quick question. Why the hell is Varric getting in tavern brawls and sneaking around Minrathous? Isn't he the fucking Viscount of Kirkwall? That's what happens to him at the end of Trespasser. He's named, or actually before Trespasser, he's named the Viscount of Kirkwall. What the hell is he doing sneaking around? Did he just give up the position? That would be something. That would be something he would do just to continue dicking around with the heroes of the world.
Word travels fast in Minrathous.
We've got to help us.
We've got to help her. No, dude, you have much more pressing concerns than this chick. Move on.
We don't have time to get arrested, especially
I mean, what are they going to do? Fight that city? They're going to frickin' fight this mothership? What the hell is that? Oh, jeez. I know what this is.
crap.
We're too late.
The ritual started.
Oh, shit. Solus is... Is that him just tearing down the veil? That's supposed to be a rift in the veil, I'm guessing. Very similar to the Breach from Dragon Age Inquisition.
But if we hurry, we can still stop Solus before it finishes. Let's go.
Okay, so he's just ripping the veil up
Boarding's
right
this
at the
way.
beginning. That's
She'll
crazy.
Get us to Dumont Plaza.
Watch out!
Whoa, hey. What the hell is that thing? That's certainly an interesting looking creature. Okay. They look kind of neat, whatever they are.
Is Solus summoning demons on purpose?
Oh,
My
shit.
guess is the veil is weakening, and they're slipping through the cracks.
And when the veil comes down completely?
Alright, I got an issue with this whole sequence here. These monsters, I mean, when they first popped up, it was kind of cool. It was kind of like a quiet place kind of thing, but how many times do they just run past Varric and Rook and, like, not even look in their direction? They're, you know, whipping people up, and somehow they just run past the dwarf and this guy? Yeah. I mean, obviously this is all scripted, and I'm sure it'll play out very similar in-game. They're just gonna defy logic to avoid you. Because it doesn't look like Rook has any gear, so... But look at these people. They just stand there getting fucking ripped up.
Is Solus summoning demons on purpose?
My guess is the
See?
veil is weakening, and they're slipping through the cracks.
And when
And Varric, I think he does this quick stop right before this area where it looks like something breaks. Like, he knows.
the veil comes down completely?
Full stop. Amazing. It's just his sixth sense. He's been fighting demons for a while, so he knows what's good.
And the whole world is going to look a lot like this.
The hell is that? A Dark Souls boss? Kind of looks vaguely like a pride demon. I just don't know what these things are. Are they like a new kind of construct? Is Solus like twisting spirits and turning them into his own kind of personal army of things? Is he powerful enough to do that? I don't know. That's certainly an interesting thought, though. Oh my god, dude, this Tevinter mothership thing is like actually firing down at that demon. If this is like some sort of Tevinter Imperium, like super battle fortress that just hovers over the city, that's... I gotta say, I think that's pretty neat. I mean, so far we've just seen elaborate set pieces, so I haven't seen anything to really entice me. You know, I don't want to play a walking simulator of cool set pieces, but... You know, so far I'm not drawn in, but if just like from a story or world building wise, if that's what that thing does, that's pretty sick. That thing kind of looks like a djinn, like what I imagine like an evil genie would look like.
Come on, this way. It should get us to Harding.
I think the vibe they're going for here, right? The sky is ripping open and you're like kind of going through this area as demons are just starting to populate the world. Does that echo the opening of Dragon Age Inquisition too much? I mean, this feels to me like the opening of Inquisition, right? When Cassandra releases you and you got to go to the Valley of Sacred Ashes and fight to the temple with Cullen and all them. And like when you're going down to the forward camp, it's kind of giving me that same vibe. Oh.
You're safe now. Get inside and bar the doors quick as you can, okay?
Thank you, miss.
I mean, if Harding would have missed that shot, I would have been very, very confused because, I mean, that demon took like 8 minutes to get there. Was that a fear demon? Was it the fear demons? The ones that kind of... I just don't know what these are. I don't know what kind of demons these are. I can't tell by looking at them. I don't know if they did a demon redesign or if they're introducing new demons like they did in Inquisition with the fear demon and the terrors and all that. And then the envy demon. I have no idea. Or the nightmare demon. That was a really fun section in Adamant Fortress. That was really cool. So yeah, so this demon takes about 9 minutes to get to Scout Harding. Gives her time to line up her perfect shot. She rescues these two lesbians. Super cool.
You're safe now. Get inside and bar the doors quick as you can, okay?
Thank you, miss.
I kind of like Scout Harding's getup here. One thing I don't understand with these example footages of gameplay that BioWare always releases, what do they have against putting quivers? Why? She's an archer. Where's her fucking quiver? Where is it? They did the same thing with Sarah in Inquisition, and they're just like ripping arrows out of nowhere. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case here. I don't know how much combat is going to be shown, but, you know, Sarah was just whipping, you know, arrows out, and it was just, there was fucking no quiver. Where's your fucking quiver? I mean, I can't blame Harding for that, obviously. She's not a real person, but fucking hell. Never leave home without your quiver, archers.
Miss.
Harding, you all right?
I've been doing what I can to help.
Lace Harding, Scout, hero of the Inquisition. Hero might be a bit of a strong word. No, her expanded material, she was really cool on that. I'm not gonna hate on her, but again, I'm begging somebody to let me know if they're like a really big fan of Harding, what the fan base's obsession with her is. I mean, I always see like romance talk, and I'm like, y'all looking at that and thinking wife material? No, nope. But cool, Harding is here. She's a companion. Love to see it.
The ritual must be weakening the Veil. There are a lot of scared people out here.
And a lot of demons. Haven't seen this many come through the Fade in years.
Okay, so we see more magical stuff coming out of that. Now, I wonder if this building itself has magical defenses that are fighting back against these tears in the Veil, or is that mages that are stationed there? kind of combining their powers to do that. Not sure I like the tears in the veil. I think in like the other games, they've always been like kind of had this green hue to them. I think they even did in Awakening, the Dragon Age DLC in Amaranthine. I think they kind of had a green look to them, and you had to help Justice close them off, and he would augment your weapons so they could do damage. If I remember correctly, this has been a long time since I've played Awakening. But I don't know why they're going for like this blue color for the Fade instead. I guess that's just that's an artistic choice, a style choice. I think I just would have preferred a little consistency, and I think it would have had, at least with me, more impact if you would have seen like another big green one coming out of nowhere like that. I mean, because it would like kind of evoke the same feeling you had when the breach opened. So.
What about you two? Are you okay?
Okay. Well, purple again for the dialogue wheel. Looks like they're kind of going with the Inquisition thing.
We're good, but we need to move.
Agreed. Solus isn't waiting, neither can we.
Have you got my gear?
Right over there.
Exactly where I left it.
Where's Nev Gallus? Wasn't she at the meeting point?
The Venatori got to her first. They grabbed her before we arrived and paid off the bar owner to keep it.
Okay, this guy's got a quiver, so I know they know how to do quivers. Where the fuck is Scout Harding's quiver? You can put a quiver on Rook here, but you can't put a quiver on your premier rogue, your new rogue. Jeez, help me.
Be quiet.
I'm not surprised our detective did something to piss off a cult of murderous blood mages, but their timing stinks. The bar owner said the Venatori took Nev to Dumont Plaza.
Oh.
Can you get us there, Harding?
Rook, you're with the Shadow Dragons. I figured you'd know Minrathous better than I do.
Sure, but Minrathous is huge, and this is nowhere near my neighborhood. I can try.
Don't worry, scouting's my specialty.
Well, that was just a useless bit of dialogue. Can you get us to the plaza? Well, aren't you from here? Well, yeah, but I don't know this part of town. No worries, I can get us there. Then why the... There's a ritual starting where the world is being consumed, and the veil is being torn down again. How about we put a little fucking pep in our step here, Harding? Start moving them little short legs. You know, start burning the midnight oil.
Follow me.
Eyes up. We've got company.
Oh. See, what are these? Are these fear demons? I mean, the fear demons were the ones that I think that had the cloaks and the hoods. I mean, is that a brain there? And I mean, these lights are obviously approximating a humanoid skeleton, like a spine, a rib cage, collarbone. I'm guessing that's a brain, some eyes, cheekbones, jawbone, nasal cavity. Eyes, obviously, a brain stem. I just don't know what these are. And kind of the sounds they're making, they kind of sound like, what are they called? Husks from Mass Effect. Does anybody remember husks? So
We've got company.
And cannibals. They sound like cannibals from Mass Effect 3 with that almost digital growl. Like when you first hear it, when you're with Admiral Anderson and you're waiting for the Normandy to come pick you up when Earth is under attack. That's kind of what that sounds like to me. And hey, man, if you've got the assets, use them. I don't mind that. I just don't know what these things are. Obviously, they're demons. Is Solus creating them? Have they gone through a total demon redesign? All right, now we're gonna see some combat.
Demons.
Okay, cool. We're gonna get some combat here. He's gonna go dual wielding rogue. All right. And it looks like he bent his knees for this crazy jump.
Demons, here they come.
Ooh. Okay. Now that I wasn't expecting. How it looked like the rogue here obviously has a bow and arrow and dual wielding weapons, and it looked like the bow was almost like a secondary firing option or something. And the movement looks like it's ebbing a little bit away from what they had in Inquisition and harkening back a little bit more to Dragon Age 2 with kind of this over-the-top crazy fighting style. Origins combat was like this kind of very basic and choreographed auto attack system. And then Dragon Age 2 completely redesigns combat, and it's like this over-the-top, flashy, flipping and jumping and doing all that. And Inquisition had a very similar animation set in style to Dragon Age 2, but it was a little more subdued. I think everything felt a little more, maybe not like slower, so it felt a little more kind of grounded, even if some of the animations were a little out there, like some of the warriors with the two-handed blades would slam their blade down and these rocks would appear. And, this looks like it's kind of dialing up the Inquisition fighting style a little more towards more like on that flashy kind of almost over-the-top anime style, which I don't like. But I'm not an anime fan personally, and so when I see something kind of mimicking that, kind of craziness and speedy, all over the place kind of art style or gameplay style that wasn't present in something before, like in Origin, it seems a bit rattling, but that's a taste thing. So here, it seems the bow is almost like a secondary firing thing. I see that it's got, on the bottom there, if you look near the bottom here, it's got, looks like 8 arrows. So I'm wondering if the bow and arrow is not a weapon that you have, but it's actually an ability for a rogue, and it doesn't have its own normal attack. So would it be like when you would activate like an ability and you would like throw dirt in their eye or something? Is the bow an ability that you activate? I don't know if I'd like that if it was. But now it's down to 7 arrows. Certainly interesting. Also, the companions don't look like they're doing much damage here. This could be just to show off the power of the player. But look when Harding... why am I pointing with my hands? Look when Harding here in the back shoots this demon, because Varric is going to shoot the same demon, and they're going to do like no damage. And then Rook here is going to like start obliterating these things with minimal power, or with like minimal effort. See, Harding did 0 damage. Varric again didn't do much damage. Combos there look pretty decent. I can't tell if maybe because Harding jumped away that this thing wasn't attacking her, but it looks to me like maybe they're not aggroing to the companions. Maybe they want to keep the action centered on the player character. Also, it looks like after some sort of brief recharge period, Rook now has 8 arrows again.
I think that's the last of them.
Good. Let's get to Dumont Plaza and find Nev.
Oh,
Patch
shit.
yourselves up if you need it.
And the rats are running. Potions are back. I really hope healing magic makes a comeback. I did not understand why in Inquisition they got rid of healing spells and life magic. That to me was just such a boneheaded thing. And I hope there's ways where we can increase our potion capacity. It looks like we only get 3 potion capacity here. Not a big fan of that. I always liked having... I guess I gotta have some balance in there, but I always liked having, like, just give me a bunch of potions in a cooldown period. As opposed to, like, very few potions. And I just say, I'm not very good at games, so... it doesn't take much for me to want, like... as many options to not have to reload a save as I can. But let's go back to when he drinks the potion. It doesn't look like there's a cooldown period. So there's no cooldown in limited potions.
You are in violation of Imperial order.
I don't get it. If Solus tears down the veil, doesn't that destroy everything?
Solus always talked about how
This looks kind of neat. Now it's saying you're in violation of Imperial order. Is that some sort of voice?
You are in violation of Imperial order.
Well, obviously it's a voice. That was something dumb. But is that coming from that floating city there? I mean, it might be. I mean, this kind of looks like a really cool vista. I wish I knew where in Minrathous they were. I mean, obviously, I don't know the layout of the city. But do they have different districts and stuff? That would be really neat.
It. If Solus tears down the veil, doesn't that destroy everything?
I mean, this vista looks really cool. This building just like, maybe some demons just crashed right in there. I'm guessing these are like a statue of Andraste. Really neat.
Solus always talked about how
I don't know what the hell this big orb is, but I guarantee that's where our characters are going. I mean, there's some stairs leading right to it.
beautiful the ancient world was.
That world existed before the veil, and he wants to bring it back.
Sorry, I had to yawn. See, again, these creatures are like ripping people apart. And this one back here just like avoids our heroes entirely so as not to fight them. Do they not have animations, combat animations prepared for these characters or these creatures? And what are they? They kind of got this weird kind of spidery look to. They look like the monsters from Quiet Place. And they look a little bit like a Varteral. Does anybody remember those things? I don't think you see one in Inquisition, but you see one in, is it Witch Hunt? You see one in Witch Hunt, and in Dragon Age 2, I think you fight a Varteral. And these kind of look like little fiery Varterals. If Solus is so powerful now that he can create his own demons, that would be truly insane. Or he can warp demons to just be whatever he wants them to be. I mean, we got another veil tear here, which further solidifies the fact that the veil is now blue. You know, the veil went from ripping Grove Street to now it's cripping really hard. Okay. I mean, look at that thing just run away.
All in the process.
Okay, now this must be... I don't know, does that work for Solus? Is that a Venatori?
Venatori cultists!
Venatori. Wow. Did they just, like, reflect damage? Does this rogue have magic? What was that?
Venatori cultists!
How the fuck do you block magic without a ward? Maybe they have access to a ward, a rune? I don't know.
I hate these assholes.
Also, man. Frickin' Scout Harding jumps in the air and holds it for like 3 seconds. How does she do that? Her hops are insane.
I hate these assholes.
Yeah, I hate the Venatori too, Varric. Oh wow, this dude just freaking went flying. That's kind of neat.
Looks like the Venatori put up a barrier to block the way.
Wow. That barrier is easily destroyed. What the hell was the point of even putting it up? It's hardly an inconvenience. This kind of red lyrium barrier.
The Venatori put up a barrier to block the way.
Nope. Like, they put up a barrier. Eh, I doubt it. Tink. Now we get through. Okay. Maybe... I feel like maybe that shouldn't even be there. I mean, because if you want to give it health, and then it's just... It seems like a gimmick to waste the player's time, but then you don't put it there and you're just moving unopposed. I guess damned if you do, damned if you don't.
More intruders!
It's also, I will say, nice to see, like, more actual, like, basic mage enemies. In Inquisition, like, the mage enemies you fought, unless they were bosses, they were like the spellbinders with their books, and I thought they looked a little silly. So it's actually cool to kind of see more traditional mage enemies. I like that. The look of magic is a bit different here. I'm not really sure it to me looks like what Fade magic looked like in Inquisition. Whereas all the different magics in like Origins and Dragon Age 2 had like a look to them. You knew when someone was using a blood spell or a life spell or a force spell. These just kind of all look like Fade magic, kind of that like electrical look to them. Is what it is. I just don't see anybody using entropy or anything anymore.
Avenge our fallen brethren!
I will say the rogue does look very floaty and flowy with the way they move, which I guess is exactly how a rogue should be fighting. So yeah, I mean that's kind of neat. I like the way they're kind of, you know, dodging, dipping, ducking, diving, and dodging. I mean that's, you know, the 5D's of dodgeball. So yeah, I guess I like what the rogue. I mean it looks like it probably. It looks like it plays well, I think. I mean, speaking for myself here, I think I would have a lot of fun just kind of flipping around like that, even if I feel like it sort of is at odds with the core identity of Dragon Age, or the core way that I feel the game should be played. Like, I feel like it should have weight to it. I think the rogue should be quick and agile, but maybe not that. Maybe not that, you know, bouncing off the wall anime, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't look like something that would be fun to play.
All citizens must remain indoors until the magical anomaly is fully contained.
And how does he plan to contain that anomaly? They don't have the anchor.
Come on. Guess we're sliding down.
Alright, well, I knew they were coming here to this. This is like an icy orb.
They're allies of Neb Gallus! Kill them all!
What is this? Oh, the ability. Well, the ability wheel looks pretty crazy. It almost looks like it's the shape of that floating little Tevinter mothership. Static strikes. Fires 2 bolts, each dealing damage independently, but traveling along the same path. Why wouldn't you just fire 1 bolt? That just does double the damage. Whatever. That's a nitpick. Venatori soldiers. Okay. These look like the guys they fought in the trailer. So, hey, man. I guess maybe I know Dragon Age a little better than I thought. So does this guy have mage? Can you be a hybrid class in this? Can you be a rogue mage? Can you be a battle mage, like a warrior mage? Can you just be straight magical with a staff or some sort of other casting device? I don't know. Or maybe this is just like a special ability. Maybe the rogue has like a little electrical trap or an electrical bomb. Well, let's go back to that. That certainly looked like a spell to me. Yeah, I mean, that looks like a charged up spell. Is maybe the veil so weak that everyone has like a limited access to magic? That would be certainly neat. Can you imagine dwarves are just flying around slinging spells? I mean, we saw, I forget her name, but that dwarf woman did it at the end of The Descent, when she kind of became one of the Shabratal. That'd be cool. Oh, I really missed that.
The Venatori own these streets.
Okay, apparently these Venatori are Italian. Verek Tetris, the Venatori on these streets. Get me some pizza. These are minratos. Freaking mob boss Venatori. They're saying they run the streets, man. That's crazy. That's some real specific language.
Varek Tetris. The Venatori own these streets.
The Venatori on these streets. You better not be peddling red lyrium in my neighborhood ever again. Or next time I throw something at you, it won't be a meatball.
Venatori, take your revenge!
Venatori, arrivederci. What the hell was that? Look at Varric here. Right there. Look where my mouse is. That is a one goofy and stupid looking ability. I'm not sure how he's even able to... Obviously this is fantasy, but... I'm not sure how Bro is able to jump at that angle like that. Oh my lord. That looks so dumb. Is Nev Gallus gonna be in here? Well, that's certainly an interesting power to have. Just be able to turn whatever that ice thing is off. Oh, maybe she's the one that's... Oh, maybe she was encased in the ice. Because these Venatori look frozen. I'm not sure how this dude's frozen in midair. Maybe can she freeze time locally? Irrelevant. Looks like something's pinned into that body of the person on the ground. Maybe that's what was maintaining the spell.
Alright, hiding. Not the worst timing.
Nev. It's so good to see you. We thought the Venatori had kidnapped you.
They thought the same thing.
Okay, so that's kind of her casting device. Looks like a little staff, little stave. So that's what she was using to kind of maintain that ice ball spell. Okay, neat. Maybe she's did it say she was she an ice mage? Yeah, ice mage, private investigator. Okay, cool. I like the outfit.
Timing.
Nev, it's so good to see you.
She looks a little manly though.
We thought the Venatori had kidnapped you.
They thought the same thing. A lot of Venatori in the city have reason to hate me. Figured I'd play along. Find out who wanted to settle.
Damn, dude. I'm loving this this crazy leg here, man. Looks like a damn cobra or frickin' little yeah, I think that's a cobra. It's interesting. I mean, it probably just checking a disability box. It's BioWare, but I think it's a interesting little design. I mean, she probably, takes that thing off for some weird stuff, man. I'll tell you what.
The score this time. Then the sky started raining demons. So I'm back on the job.
That fire effect there is not... It's not swell, but, fine. It's fine. It's pre-release footage, so we can expect a little jank.
Appreciate it. Rook, this is Nev Gallus, our local expert. She's gonna help us find Solus. Nev, meet Rook. Both of you have done some work for the Shadow Dragons.
Isn't
Oh, the Shadow Dragons. That is so dumb. That's a terrible name.
that a coincidence?
Some old friends said if I was working in Tevinter, the Shadow Dragons are worth trusting.
We haven't got a lot of time. Varric said you had a lead on Solus?
You get right to the point.
You get right to the point. Well, little veil tears are opening and the city's flooding with demons. I'd say a little bit of urgency is called for. I mean, look. Wait, if this isn't a time to be urgent, I don't know when is. Ooh.
I haven't seen Solus in person, but I did find hints of old magic, similar to what you get in Elven ruins. I traced it to a building beneath Our Lady of Victory. That's where your man is hiding.
Then let...
Ooh. Oh, hey, I think we saw that. that statue earlier, way out in the distance. Did we think that, or did I think that was Andraste? I think so.
Let's go. Before this ritual he's doing gets any worse.
Worse, this ritual's already drawing more power than I'd expect from a dozen mages. You told me he was working alone.
I also told you he was an ancient elven god.
An elven god. Well,
Whew.
whatever he is, he's causing trouble in my city. Well,
Ooh, that is. Maybe it's just the lighting here, but man, that is a very square-looking jaw. She's it's a little bit of a Giga Chad. It looks like. I don't know. Does it seem the females look maybe not entirely feminine? They look a little masculine, I think. I don't know. Not really sure how I feel about that art direction. I mean, I guess a lot of games I've noticed are purposefully making ugly female characters. I don't know why, but whatever.
Ancient elven god.
an elven god. Well, whatever he is, he's causing trouble in my city. Let's go.
Hell yeah, let's bounce.
All citizens in the canal district must remain in their homes.
Oh, alright. We've got another text prompt here. Does anything else pop up? No. So it says, the team discovers Solus's hideout and an Alluvian gate, the portal he's used to escape the city of Minrathous. They step through the gate. No shit. I'm wondering why they cut out so much. They say for brevity, but I wonder how much of it is just more of the same, just boring demons. Or demons, I don't know what the hell they are, so I can't look at them and tell what they are, their archetype. I'm sure we won't see desire demons ever again. So it's kind of a shame that I can't tell what the rest of these are. Okay. So that's them stepping through the Alluvian.
We're not in Minrathous anymore.
I know these trees. This is Arlethan Forest.
Okay, that's cool that they're in. She says Arlethan. Never heard it pronounced like that. I say Arlethan, but I've also heard Arlathan. She's like, I recognize this tree right here. You just don't get maples and poplars like this in the Brazilian forest. I'll tell you that much. Geez, the hinterlands? No, never an oak like this. This can only be Arlethan. I mean, that's fine. I think it's cool that we're going to the Arlethan forest. Hopefully it's more interesting than the Arbor Wilds were. Yeah, whatever. These Alluvians are getting a lot bigger, by the way. Does anyone remember in Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, they were just like almost the size of like a regular mirror? Now these things are like fucking stargates. They're like the polar gates that the old ones used in Warhammer Fantasy. Just massive.
I know these trees. This is Arlethan Forest.
Yeah.
And there's your ritual. The power involved. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh shit. That is really interesting looking landscape. This kind of does this look like, well, hey, if we look at right over here on the left, man, that is untextured. That is super low res. Because I think they're trying to draw your eyes to this over here, so all this is pretty detailed, but man, that's rough looking. This looks like maybe where the group was fighting those monsters at the end of the trailer. Kind of the same look here. Maybe this is the ruins of the city of Arlethan. Maybe Solus raised it from the earth. Because I believe the city was supposedly sunk by Tevinter Magisters, but I think we realized the elves themselves sunk it because elves suck in every universe. Fuck elves. So, interesting. Maybe this is some ancient temple. Maybe these are the old Evanuris, the old gods of the elves. Maybe. I don't know. I guess that would be oddly fitting for Solus to do a ritual there. Looks like Solus. It certainly looks like him quite a bit.
The tremors are getting worse.
What are
And
these?
we've got demons.
Okay, and they've got different colors. One is like a purpley color, one is like a yellow. Maybe that indicates they have different kinds of powers. But I just don't know what the hell these things are. What are they? What kind of demons? Why doesn't the game tell us? If you did a demon redesign, let us know that you redesigned the demons. And if they're new demons, let us know what they are. I mean, I don't see any kind of context clue anywhere that tells me what they are. Or like a name, or no way to lock on, or, you know, they don't lock onto them and show you. This combat's just more of the same, so unless something truly spectacular happens, we're just going to go on through it. That animation with Nev kind of jumping and spinning, that looked kind of neat. Yeah, that was kind of cool. I don't know, I think I got a soft spot for, like, ice magic in general. I'm a big fan of Kislev from Warhammer Fantasy, so, like, Zarina Katerin and the Frost Maidens and the Ice Court and all that, I really think that's cool. So, it's kind of a type of magic that seems underutilized in fantasy to me. It's always, like, an emphasis on, like, earth or healing or fire. Always an emphasis on fire. Fire spells are always the best spells.
I thought the demons were bad back in Minrathous.
The Fade's a mess this close to the ritual. No telling what could come through.
Does it feel like those tremors are getting worse?
Keep moving and try not to think about it.
I mean, the vistas and landscapes they kind of look like Inquisition, like trying to put on an Origins vibe, like they want it to maybe be darker, maybe like brooding and oppressive. I can certainly see it and I can feel it a little bit, but I don't know. I just don't know how much of this is like going to be accurate to the release product and how many of this is just fakey fake, you know, highly tightly scripted BS. So it's hard for me to get invested. Oh, the team battles their way deeper into Arlethan Forest until they arrive at Solus's ritual site. Again, I think we saw one of these back in Minrathous before the friggin' Tevinter mothership started shooting at it. I mean, it's kind of got the crazy big right arm. Is this... Don't tell me this is a pride demon. I'm hoping it's not. It's got to be like some sort of new thing Solus has designed himself. But it does look awfully similar to a pride demon. But his name Solas means pride. The Solasan Temple was the Temple of Pride. So maybe he would make a demon in that image. That would be kind of cool. I could get down with him having that ability. Okay, there we go. Pride demon. Ugh. What the fuck? So they did a demon, like a complete demon redesign. I'm guessing those other demons we saw were like fear demons or whatever the ones with the cloaks were. Again, it's been a while since I played Inquisition, so we've done some sort of demon redesign. I don't like this at all, truthfully. I don't like the look of it. It looks like a float. It looks like an evil genie. It doesn't look like a pride demon. Pride demons were these slow, lumbering, walking, hulking figures, not a floaty thing with like a muscular torso and no legs. I mean, he floats around like a Mr. Handy robot from fucking Fallout. That looks It looks, I mean, to me it looks dumb. Oh well, let's see what happens.
We have to stop this demon quickly.
Holy guacamole, this pride demon just conjure a sword. I mean, it's got no legs. It's just a floating torso. What the hell is that? Why does a pride demon need to conjure a sword and it moves like a fucking Dark Souls boss? Doesn't need to do that. The pride demon is the weapon. It's the strongest demon type. I don't know. We'll talk about this later. I'll have to pull up some pictures of some demons for you. I've got them in one of my World of Thedas books. I just don't remember which one has the demons in it.
Watch the lightning!
Okay, he's teleporting now. I don't remember pride demons being able to teleport. Maybe there's something I missed in an earlier game, or maybe a fight where they have done that, so there's a precedent for it here. I'm just saying, personally, I don't recall it. And I fought a lot of pride demons in my day, you know. The Baroness of Blackreach, or Blackmarsh, I think. I can't remember which it was, the one in Amaranthine. I fought the pride demon that was like in the Deep Roads in Dragon Age Origins. On the way, like it was in that area where you eventually go through that door that leads to Omgarok on a different expansion. Fought a couple of pride demons in the Fade. You know, I don't recall them being able to teleport off the top of my head, but I'm willing to accept that maybe I'm wrong here. And these companions do like 0 damage. That's crazy. I mean, I know obviously that won't be the case when the game finally releases. I'm sure they're toning things down and making the characters seem stronger than they really are, but yikes. It annoys me because I can't make an informed decision or conjecture on the power level or scale of my companion's abilities when I see them doing barely any damage. Like seeing Nev here doesn't encourage me to want to play a mage, or seeing Varric or Harding here doesn't make me want to play an archer.
Through the veil.
It's a pride demon. Damn thing probably sensed Solus's ego.
Okay. So, Nev and Varric clearly call this a pride demon. Well, Varric does. Nev seems to know what it is. She's a mage, so she's a Tevinter mage, so she's got to have some experience and at least a little demonology, or at least a little knowledge of it. But Varric clearly calls it a pride demon, so they must just be implying that this is just how they look now, and for all intents and purposes, that's just what pride demons look like at this point. Implying that they have always looked like this, despite the fact that we have evidence to the contrary in other games and documented sources in the world of Thedas, but okay, whatever.
Let's get to Solus.
Not impressed by that boss fight. Mainly just because I don't like the look of the demon. Would have been cool if it would have called anything else. Okay, so if we look here in the bottom left, I'm pretty sure that's Solus. I'd stake my life on that. I see this, these gotta be the old Evanuris, the old elven gods. Obviously the wolf here, that's symbolic of who he is, the Dread Wolf, Fen'Harel. Okay, cool. So this has gotta be some old elven temple. Maybe similar to Solasan Temple or the Temple of Mythal. Where's Harding pulling these arrows from? She doesn't have a fucking quiver. Look how stupid that looks. Right there. Where'd that arrow come from? Oh. At least we can stop on Varric's face for a minute. Oh, holy guacamole.
All right. I'll take it from here.
Are you sure?
Positive. You three just keep the demons off me while I talk to him.
Varric, Solus isn't gonna stop just because an old friend asks nicely.
Solus needs someone to sell him another option, to help him justify changing his mind.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with Harding here. You know, if a romanced Inquisitor can't convince him, because this game is gonna happen regardless, right? So if a romanced Inquisitor can't stop him, I mean, and they're fucking. So Varric, I'm just saying, buddy, you're charming, but I mean, if the Snatch can't get a brother to change his ways, your chest hair ain't doing it, amigo.
Come on, Varric. We didn't come all this way just to talk to him.
He was my friend, Rook. I gotta try to reach him. But if he won't listen to me, then he'll hear from Bianca.
Okay. That's certainly interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Varric. I mean, that guy can talk his way out of a lot of stuff, but, you know, I'm just saying, again, if the romanced female Inquisitor can't do it, then, my brother, you got no chance. But let's see what happens.
More demons.
Rook, take care of the team for me.
Whoa. Those are, like, sounded like some last words, man. Surely they're not going to kill Varric at the beginning of the game. I mean, Varric has had moments that are like last word moments before, right? Like, before before the final battle in Dragon Age 2, wherever you are, be that storming the gallows or going to fight your way out against the Templars. I mean, surely they're not going to kill Varric, right? That would be a bold move. That would be a very, very bold move. I don't see that happening. That would be that would really shake up the fandom. I think that would leave a lot of people upset. That's the sort of subversion of expectations that would knock my socks off if I saw that. I don't know if it'd be in a good way. I'd miss Varric like crazy. I love that guy. He's the damn Garrus Vicarian of fucking Dragon Age. So let's have our stunning and brave cast here. See what they can do against these demons.
Hey, Chuckles. Hope I'm not interrupting.
There he is, man. There's Solus. Oh man, looking like a bald little egg. He's got a little dagger, a little kunai knife. Very anime. It seems to be what Dragon Age wants to be these days. So fine. Inyoi. Yeah, I see a little bit of I see some hints of green in the fade magic here. That the kind of the green that we had in Inquisition. So that's nice, at least. See that hasn't been completely lost. They do remember that green is in fact a color. We can confirm that from BioWare. Not everything is purple and blue and these kind of cool colors. He didn't look pleased. He did not look pleased at all, did he? Let's go back and look at his face.
Let's buy him some time.
I hope Varric is getting through to Solus.
We better talk fast. We can't hold these demons off forever.
Says we can't hold these demons off forever. Yeah, certainly not with the amount of damage your companions inflict. Yeah, I'd be surprised if you can hold off the demons for another minute. I don't even think Harding did any damage on that attack. None. Unless she was attacking somebody that was off camera. That is also a possibility.
Is a wound inflicted upon this world. It must be healed.
By drowning the world in demons?
I have taken precautions to minimize the damage, Varric.
Minimize the... People are dying right now. You need to listen. Please.
That's bold. Did they just fucking destroy Bianca? Taking away a man's means of providing for himself is akin to killing him. What is Varric without Bianca? I mean, wow. I mean, Varric is like clearly upset here. Doesn't want to hurt him. I mean, like you can hear it in his voice. Brian Bloom does a wonderful job doing the voice acting here. But man.
Please.
Oh my lord.
People are always dying. It is what they do.
Got you there.
Shit. We need a better plan.
Do you want me to take the shot?
Won't work. He's too powerful.
What if we disrupt the ritual?
How?
See those statues? If we break the scaffolding holding that one up, the whole thing will come down on Solus.
It's risky. Interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences.
Then what are you suggesting? Interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences. Should they just let it happen? Or, well, I don't know. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of missing context here. And that's fine. I accept that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too analytical.
What about the demons? Varric needs us to hold them off.
Right. You two stay here. I'll bring down the statue.
What? No. Stepping into all that raw magic is suicide.
The storm could tear you apart.
Anyone got a better idea?
Fine, but you'll need backup. I'm with you.
I'm a mage. I'll go.
Either way, someone needs to stay back and deal with the demons.
I would take the mage. Me personally.
Let's go, Hardy. Nev, keep the demons off us.
But I can also see how having the mage also hold back the demons makes sense as well. I mean, they're both good choices. I'll say that much.
You got it.
Let's go, Hardy. Nev, keep the demons off us.
You got it.
Tear down the veil, knowing all the lives it'll cost.
We shared a journey years ago. Do you believe that I would do this if there was some other better option?
The pillar's weak, but...
It isn't falling. We need to push it.
It isn't
I'm with
falling.
you.
Yeah, no shit.
Together, now!
You came a long way and made a valiant effort, Varric, but this story does not end with my downfall.
That's actually some good dialogue. Oh man, he's got his eye on you now. That was a neat little sequence, but again, I'm seeing a lot of like set pieces and cutscenes. I was hoping to see something a little more substantial on the gameplay end, other than one ability used by the player. I mean, you're showcasing the rogue here, and all I see is this little sparkly thing. Let's see what else we got. Oh shit. Hold up. Something interrupted Solus's ritual here, right? Them doing that. Broke his concentration. Something came out of that tear in the veil. And his face, I couldn't tell if he looked angry, right, at Rook. But then he looked worried at whatever he saw, like he was about to fight it. Do we think that those are the other Evanuris? That would be something. The Evanuris are escaping, and maybe what they do here is the catalyst for an even greater danger. Might be worth exploring. Let's see. Let's watch this sequence again. See if we can get a better look at him. First, well, sorry. I mean, that face right there, that doesn't look like a man that's in control any longer. Right? He looks spooked, worried, scared almost. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at this thing on the left first. It almost kind of looks like an aspect of the Nightmare Demon to me. Both of them do kind of look like that. Or maybe the one on the right, maybe like a Magister Sidereal. It's certainly interesting, but they could also be just like the Evanuris corrupted after being trapped beyond the Fade so long. That's always a possibility. Maybe something coming out of the Black City. I don't know, but it looks like multiple arms. And also the one on the right kind of looks like Javik from Mass Effect. It's got a little bit of a Prothean-shaped head. I wonder if it also has a Jamaican accent. Yeah, I mean, like Solus, it looks like he's maybe powering up an ability, or someone's powering something up, and he's just about to go Super Saiyan. And then we get that that terrible logo again. Whew. All right. Let me go a little bit to a full camera here, and let's talk about this. I'm going to try to be brief because this is already a long-ass video. So, now that we're fresh out of the gameplay footage, I'm torn. On one hand, it's more Dragon Age, and I love Dragon Age. I love the world. As I've said, look at what I've got here. This is, I'm not a just one guy that just loves Origins and that's all I like. But I just worry that a lot of this is, obviously it's heavily scripted, heavily edited, and it's not going to be indicative of the final product. It just won't. I'm sorry. I know there's people out there that want it to be, but it's not going to be. We saw them do this with Inquisition too, showing us things that later were not in the final game. Think of like Crestwood. Crestwood was in the final game, but go back and watch those gameplay sequences and tell me if that's how it plays out in Inquisition. Just doesn't. And I have a feeling this is going to be much the same. But I want to be excited, but it just didn't draw me in. There wasn't enough there of substance to make me excited. This early arm of their marketing campaign is just not good. Inquisition had me hooked from the first trailer I saw. Dragon Age Origins had me hooked from the first trailer I saw. You know, when I started playing Dragon Age, I guess a quick little tangent, I was just looking for something new to play, and I was shopping on Xbox Live on my 360, and I saw a trailer on the Xbox store page for Dragon Age Origins, and I mean, it was interesting enough to where I bought the game, and I played it, I freaking fell in love with it. And that's where I've been for years now, for over a decade now. My love of Dragon Age has been just immense, and it still is, but I just think like art-wise and tone-wise, I'm just not sure that it's where I want it to be. Like I said at the end of our little discussion after the trailer, I don't think Dragon Age wants to appeal to me anymore. Not me specifically, but a fan like me. And it does concern me that, you know, perhaps we're going to be left out moving forward from the minds, concerns, and hearts of the developers. You know, they brought us into this world and we fell in love with it, and now I think they want to kick us out to make room for an audience that's not going to support their game. I mean, we've seen this in other media, Marvel, Star Wars, and I'd hate to see Dragon Age follow suit with that. I really don't want that to happen. I love Dragon Age. I love the world of Thedas. I want to continue exploring it and living out different stories in that world. But I also, you know, I want them to think about me when they're creating their stuff too. You know, somebody that has been here since Origins and somebody that wants to be here for many, many more years, someone that's been here over a decade. And it's crazy to think that somebody whose only game was Inquisition, like they just bought Inquisition when it came out, they too have been in Dragon Age for a decade now. That is insane to me that it's been this long it's taken us to get Dragon Age 4, or Dragon Age Dreadwolf, or Dragon Age The Veilguard. Yeah, I don't know, it feels a little bad, but I'm hoping I'm maybe just being touchy, and that this is all just, let me put it this way, I want to be wrong. I want my thoughts and feelings here to be proven wrong, because I want to continue spending time in Thedas. I want to see Weishaupt Fortress. I want to see Ravane. I want to see Minrathous. I want to see Navarra. I want to see Antiva. I want to go to all these places. and I want to go there right now. You know, I wanted to go there yesterday. So the fact that I may have the opportunity this year, I mean, it's saying coming fall 2024, I think. That's not going to happen. I'd be very surprised if that happens. Definitely don't take that at face value. That is a bold-faced lie. I mean, look, this is BioWare and this is EA we're talking about. Neither of them deserve your unquestioning loyalty and trust. Not anymore, anyway. Certainly not EA, certainly not BioWare. Not after Andromeda, not after Anthem. I know it's been a while since those games, but don't let them forget. That's what they've done to us, most recently. So, keep those in your mind, thinking about this game moving forward. And that's really all I've got for now. I'm sure I'll come up with more to talk about and say once I exit, and I'm already editing the video, but oh well, that's maybe we can have another discussion about that. This is kind of, I would want to call it a breakdown, but maybe it is also reaction content. It's not the content I'd prefer to make, but I just wanted to talk about Dragon Age and kind of put my 2 cents in the community and out there. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope some of the negative opinions and feelings and worries that a lot of our community is having are also wrong. I want us to be so incorrect. I want everything we're thinking to just be like, ha, this is what you thought. You were wrong. I'm begging to be wrong. BioWare, prove me wrong. I don't know if you will, but please prove me wrong. And for the rest of you, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and consider subscribing. I just reached the 200 subscriber threshold, and that's mind-blowing to me. I can't even believe it. So if you enjoyed this, maybe consider just liking the video and subscribing. I have another video on this channel where I talk about why I love Fallout New Vegas. It's about a 35-minute video. It's my most popular one so far. It's the best performing video I've done, and I have another series called Gaming with a Friend where I'm playing Starfield in that currently. It's been a while since I've updated that, but I hope to get back to it soon. It's just I work a lot, and I'm not a very skilled editor or content creator, so it takes me a long time to put a video together. It's 6/11. It's June 11th right now where I'm recording this, the same day the gameplay reveal dropped, and I'm hoping to have this video up on the 12th. So I gotta really start doing some editing because it's getting late where I am. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to watch that Fallout New Vegas video, please do. Before I did this, I was working, and I'm still working, on another video, why I love the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. If that's something you'd be interested in seeing one day, then definitely subscribe. The tone for all those videos is very positive, and I try to make them very positive videos because it's why I love these games, so I'm really just gushing over them. So if you like your opinions, your positive opinions on those games echoed, feel free to subscribe, and you'll definitely be up to date on everything I do going forward, and I will see you in the next video. Even if you're not subscribed, I'm so very grateful that you took time out of your day to engage with me here. Thank you so much.